Move on to this one, New York Post article. People who trust their gut are suckers for
BS,
conspiracy theories. Apparently scientists say this. And if we add a little bit more here, people who conform to a cultural belief system are more willing to accept nonsense from someone. Well, first thing that comes into my head is the BBC, because of course that's a culture from start to finish. But what they're really saying to you here is don't trust your gut instinct. And this to me is so incredibly dangerous because of course if anybody ends up in a survival situation, one of the things they must rely on is their inner strength. And if you take that away from them, they are always going to fail. So what is the message here? The message appears to be, don't trust your own instinct. Of course, trust us, the scientists. Well, in the rather glossy article, I presume this is a sort of scientific evaluation of what's going on. So we can see a diagram here which has got all of the worst conspiracy theories, whatever it is. Are birds real was fascinating. I didn't know what that one was. Presumably the New York Post does. But you can see that what we've got are genuine concerns mixed up with pointless conspiracy theories and the whole thing being conflated. What did catch my eye is some of the comments on this particular article where people were coming straight back and saying, yes, but the thing is that a lot of the comments that have been made by conspiracy theorists have now turned out to be true. So there was quite a lot of pushback to this article. But if we follow it through and say, where did the substance come from? It actually came from this Swedish university. And this is the headline for their own article. They fall more easily for conspiracy theories. This was written on the 7th of September this year by Jonas Roseland. If we add this little bit of comment in, it said people who primarily use their own gut feeling to determine what is true and false are more likely to believe conspiracy theories. That's the conclusion of researchers at the university who have investigated the relationship between susceptibility to misleading information and the conviction that the truth is relative. So this is a very mucky little pond. Here's one of the key ladies. This is the scientist that we should pay attention to. She's actually a PhD student at the Department of Behavioral Studies, so she's not even qualified, she's just a student. She says, I think many people who emphasize a more relativistic view of what truth is mean well. They believe that it's important that everyone should be able to make their voice heard, but these results show that such a view can actually be quite dangerous. And if we add a bit of the key points here, she says there's two types of truth relativism. They did a study with 1,000 Swedes. They were asked to answer questions on their views as to what truth is, and they then had to take a position on various conspiracy theories. And then in the second study, more than 400 people from the UK participated. The questions were expanded, and the participants' degree of dogmatism and willingness to adapt their perceptions when faced with new facts was measured. And from the material, they unearthed the two types of relativism. I hope everybody's understanding exactly what this lady is talking about. The truth is subjective. That's a bad thing. And it included those who believe the truth depends on which cultural group you belong to, so-called cultural relativism. Well, another quote here from the lady, she said, got the idea of doing all this. I think this is what she's saying when listening to debates about whether students could learn factual knowledge or be encouraged to themselves seek out what they think is true. It sounded like debaters had completely opposite assumptions about what truth is and argued that their own approach was best. Although our study did not investigate causality, we see that truth relativism seems to be linked to a greater belief in misleading information. It may be important to keep that in mind. So is this scientific, Mike, or is this somebody's opinion? I'm going to say I think this is a little bit of psychology and cultural relativism within the psychologist mind. But if I just bring in something else here, this is a report on Canada, a new Holocaust denier bill, which they say came in on June 2022, an offence to deny or belittle the Holocaust. And this is a lady who experienced the hate crime police turning up at her home. They apparently travelled 2 days, one day here, one day back, to give her a hard time about what she was reporting. And what seems to be going on here is a bit of hate crime, cultural relativism. So I'll leave people to freeze these and have a look. This one was to do with adverts in respect of our video clips on Bird's Eye advertising. And the person here saying, well, actually, Bird's Eye was using fear in its adverts many years ago, and they give an example of that. And so could we have a bit of advertising cultural relativism here? So my point is the main part of that psychologist's work is give you the impression you shouldn't trust your gut instinct, which of course is amazingly dangerous because that takes away our ability to protect ourselves. Well, Debbie, lift our mood a bit because you've been seeing some really good things happening down in Cornwall and other places. What have you got for us?
Well, yes, I had the most fantastic day on Saturday when I went to Totnes, and I went with Stephanie, our producer, and we met, amongst others, we met Adrian, we met Giles, we met Pam in Totnes, who were in the high street with all their literature, with copies of The Light, leaflets, information. We just had such a lovely warm welcome, members of the public just passing by and chatting. And of course, they're right at the centre of the whole Mariana Spring story. So there's far more to be said. But, you know, if you're in Totnes, do go down, support them, go down and say hello, because we had a fantastic time and they've been there every week. You know, I think it's from about 12 o'clock, but incredible day. Thank you so much to everyone in Totnes. I will be back.
Okay, good. And lastly, we've got a little bit of a poem.
We have. Thank you so much to our wonderful viewer who sent this. I'm going to read it out. Do not comply. I will not wear it on my face. I will not wear it in any place. I will not wear it to get in. I will not wear it on my chin. I will not wear it out of fear. I will not wear your useless mask. I will not wear it. Do not ask. I will not take your jab in arm. I will not give myself that harm. I won't inhale it in powder form. I won't consume it, cold or warm. I will not damage brain or heart. I will not damage any part. I will not mess with mRNA. I will not, no matter what you say.
Okay, Debbie, thank you very much for that, and well done to everybody who was out there to challenge this horrible system that's installing itself in the United Kingdom. Enough people, many hands make light work is the key thing. We must end there. A very big thank you to all of our viewers worldwide, and a big thank you to our subscribers. We will be back shortly with Extra Time.